Well, good day, tubes. How's she hanging? Pretty good here. So, remember the other day we tried working on those weed whacker motors. And like I said, I retired them for a reason. One doesn't have spark, the other one had spark, and then it didn't have spark, so that was not a good thing. So, today we're going to do a comparison video. Stay open door. Ooh, it's warm in here. Heat stays in, so that's nice. Yes, today we're going to do a comparison video, but we're going to tear apart one of these little engines first here, because I'd like to see what's inside it, see how far we can get her apart. Now, got one here. Little guy here, we're going to tear them apart, see how far we can get them apart anyways. Looks like they've got, yeah, we should be able to do that. I've got my, I might need my little impact on that to get that off, potentially. I don't know. Don't know if I'm going to have a long enough socket for that, but let's get some tools out here and I'll fire up the air and get the air all primed up and ready to rock. Look at these from the tractor already, all sitting out here rusted already. Oh, they jump. Didn't take long. But anyways, let's get some tools, and like I say, this is going to be a comparison video, and you'll see what I'm talking about at the end here. Okay, this seems like a weird size. It just barely fits on. They must have a special socket for these things. Just juice her, but as soon as I start my video, just get on her. Holy crap. 14 is too small. And actually won't, I guess the 15's a little bit bigger. I will try it and see if I can turn something out of here. You're going to probably hear that compressor come on. I don't know which way this thread's on, so that's another fun thing. No, I don't think I can reach that. Not efficiently enough. Well, what the heck size would that be? I guess it's a 14. But the 14 necks down too soon to reach that stupid thing. Now there's also... Oh, it's pretty tiny in there. There's a little square you might be able to get into, but this would be a really hard shaft too. I'd say I'd just chop her off, but I doubt the 1/4 inch. Oh, would fit that. Nope, of course not. Darn weird stuff. I'm sure there's a specific... I don't even think I would get in there with a wrench. You'd have to hit that with an impact. I'm sure there's a specific long... Darn it. That's just not gonna work. I'm sure it's a 14. Let me grab a 14 mil wrench here. Now let's just see here. Get in past the dogs here. Yeah, it feels like it's 14, but I don't think there's any way. Nope. Oh, for corn flakes. Now, what would be the best way to chop that thing off of there? Because that's going to be really hard. I guess my torch. Boy, I don't really want to get the torch out just for that. Okay, we don't really have to get that off anywho. So we'll bypass that for now. I just kind of wanted to tear it down, but I haven't got the right wrench for that, so not a big deal. Well, let's grab, find a Allen key for this coil. We'll take that off at least. So they must have a special long, or longer, 14mm wrench. Interesting. Now we'll pop the coil off here. Basically what I want to get into is get the piston out. I'll show you why at the end of the video today. Ooh, a nice little brass spacer under it. I didn't even know that was there. Which way did that go? Something like that. Ooh, that's nice. Nice little brass spacer. Wow. That's worth about 40 bucks right there. Okay, in the back side here, we'll take this back cover off. Should be all pretty well the same size. And what is this one? 532s. Now this will expose right into the back of the crankcase. So this would be kind of cool. That's too bad these things wouldn't run. These things were, I remember using them, they were not very good. Compared to what I'm running now, like the big still equipment now, it's like night and day difference. It's like you use this thing at night because you're so embarrassed to have it. I mean, it worked, it was fine, but just small and not much power to it, where now you can just blow through grass like it's not even there with the big machines, right? I wanted to see a weed whacker come out that had a twin cylinder in it. That would have been cool. Okay, so there we go. We are into the crankcase. I'm gonna rip that off. So there's the inside of the crankcase. There you can see this works on the same kind of principle as the little, what am I thinking? The little nitro engines. They kind of mount sort of like this. So that's kind of cool. Well, let's pop the muffler off. And they are just a couple of springs that hold that on. Nothing fancy there. Nothing fancy. They hold good. No, it just fell apart anyways. Oh, some good little springs. Need a spring for something. Not too much to their muffler system on this. Which way did that go now? Something like this, I guess. And that. Some more little baffles there. So it goes through from the intake exhaust port. Hits this one, bounces around to that, and then runs through, and then out this little hole here. So that's pretty restrictive, really. Probably gain a little more speed if you chop that open a little more, but anyways. Scrap. Alright, we got another little spring. Should be able to get that out of there. They're identical little springs. This would be kind of handy to keep, maybe. And I guess we'll pop the carburetor off, like Terrell says, the carburetor. Some of his words are funny. I don't know if you guys ever watched Terrell. He's got a small engines repair shop down in the States there. He's got some funny skits and he wears big funny looking teeth. I don't know, it's kind of comical, I guess, but there's the carburetor off. And let's pop this intake. Holy cow, that must have been Loctited in. This intake plastic thing off of here. So comparison video, you guys are probably wondering, what is he on about? Well, we're going to compare a couple of pistons here. One, hopefully if I can get it out of this thing. I will get it out of this, it shouldn't be a problem. And then one, well, you'll see in a minute. No skipping ahead, that's not fair. Okay, what's holding on here? Just the gasket. Alright, so there's some more junk. We're down to basically the block here now. That's pretty cool. There you can see the little piston inside there. Sucks it in, pushes it up through to the other port. Comes up compression, fire! Wow, so they only hold this head on with 2 bolts. And they're a little bigger. Now am I going to have the right one for it? That's probably too big. I have no clue what size they are, so I'm just kind of guessing a little smaller than that one. Way too big. I don't hardly believe this. There we go, we found one. Get on her, bud. Okay, gotta break those off. I don't know what size this one ended up being, but you know what? I could use a tool like this, and then you want to extend your torque, put a little tension on her. Ooh, boy, that feels like it's ripping threads out. I'm sure they Loctite them things in from factory. That one seems loose. Whoa, geez, look out. Yeah, they must Loctite these on. Whoa, geez, look out. Alright. Home stretch. Very coarse thread. Oh yeah, they're Loctited in with something. Okay, and then this should just pop right off. Nice gasket. Ooh, this one got scored up pretty good. Ooh, yeah, that cylinder's probably junk. Let's have a closer look inside of this here. That's why I retired it. Well, the exhaust side's pretty beat up. Let's see if I can get you in closer here. The exhaust side's pretty beat up. The intake side's not bad, of course. And the piston was definitely beat up on the exhaust side. One ring. Talk about a piece of junk, eh? Oh yeah, that's just terrible. There'd be so much compression leaking past this thing. One ring. Holy smokes. Well, let's get the little circlip guy out of there. Wrist pin clips. Just like that. And that might not just push out of there too nice. I'm sure I got one here that'll fit. Moved a bit. She might need some persuasions. What have I got to persuade with? Try a little block of wood, maybe. She's coming, but I need to get it on there. Get that on there. Oh, was that ever seizured in there? Man. I know they make these things called hammers. I ain't got time for that. Alright, she come out. There's your little wrist pin. There's a little bit of wear on that. Not terrible bad, but... And then you pull that out, and pull this out, and there's a little dog bone. That's kind of cool for a keychain. Little needle burlings in there too. That's kind of cool. A million times a second. Alright, and there's our little piston. One ring, wow. Cheap. I think the still ones have 3 on it, if I remember right. I think there's 3 in a row. little bit different piston in them, but I haven't really got one of those to tear apart, but that'd be cool to tear apart. But boy, yeah, she got some scoring, but that ring's not, surprisingly, it's not, your locator pin there, surprisingly it's not seized in there, but anyways. Alright, let me clear up here a minute. We'll show you our comparison here. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, so there's the little piston we just took out. About 18, 20 odd cc or something like that. I think them things were something around there. So that's you know, a little weed whacker 2-stroke. And this is a piston out of a John Deere AR. Monster, it's huge. Isn't that ridiculous? Now, when I was over to the tractor dealership there, the guy I got my parts from, some parts from, I asked him on the phone there if he had a piston for a John Deere AR. He's like, oh, well, I'll have to look. I don't know. We don't wreck many of them. I think in the 30 years we've been doing this, I've only wrecked like 3 or 4 of them. So I'm like, oh, okay. So he ended up finding a piston. And it feels like this ring's a little seized up on the top here, but it's got, ready for this? There's a ring on the top here. Let's get my little scratcher out here. There's a ring up here, I believe. There's a ring there, 2, 3, 4 compression rings, and they're kind of seizured in there a little bit. They need to get in and soak. That one's a little loose, but if I put that in a vat of diesel fuel for a month or so, that'll help soak those and they'll probably move fine. They're seized in pretty good. But then there's another one on the back here, the one we were playing with first there. So this piston, let's flip her over here, measures 5 and, well, a little bit more than 5.5 inch by 7 3/4, and the wrist pin on it is freaking massive. It's probably way bigger than, yeah, it is. It's bigger than that thing, and it is about 1 3/4 inches. So you could probably put about 10 of these in there, no problem. So just wanted to do a little comparison video here for you guys, show you the difference in the size of a piston. Oh, and this thing probably weighs 6-8 pounds anyways. I've got a scale, but I think it would be too heavy for my little, it's a little postal scale. I think it would be too heavy for that. The way this guy fine, it'd be fine, but not this one. But anyways, so there we go. Just wanted to show you the comparison of those two. It's pretty amazing. So imagine there's 2 of these in here. So that's a lot of fuel filling this all up in here, right? I don't know how long the stroke is when these things are going, but holy smokes, must be massive. So my little 1 gallon starting tank on that AR runs about 7 minutes, and it's a gallon, so about 7 gallons a minute this thing runs when it's not working hard too. If you're plowing, you'd probably go through that 1 gallon in probably more like 4 minutes, I'd say. So yeah, but anyways, pretty awesome. Then there's the little dog bone for it. It's pretty cool. That was the connecting rod side. It's too big to go in there. The crankshaft side, sorry. And then the little, tiny little wrist pin. There's an awful tight fit there in that wrist pin, but that's probably a good thing still. You'd have to hammer that back in, I think. So don't think it should shove. No, it's not going to just shove. But anyway, so and then there's the little clips to hold that pin in, and that's the clip that holds that one in. Monster. So this would be an oil scraping ring on the bottom here, because there's holes. There's holes in the bottom to push it back down through. So, and then hopefully some of it gets on the. Wow, this thing's huge, massive, huge. I want to get it all cleaned up and get these free and moving again. I'm gonna have to soak it in a vat of something, I guess, for a while. get it cleaned out. I was thinking just in my parts washer, but I think I'm going to do it in some diesel fuel. Maybe pop one of these big water jugs apart and use that. But anyways, imagine why these tractors weigh so much. There's 2 of those in there. That's probably, I'm thinking that's more like 10-12 pounds on there. So like 20 pounds of just pistons. Never mind the rod. The rod is, I didn't get one of them, but you know, this massive huge thing hooked in here that goes, holy man, that's probably another 12-15 pounds on its own. So no wonder these tractors are so bloody heavy. But anyways, that's it for today. Just wanted to show you that little comparison. We tore this little guy down here just to see what was inside, and I'm surprised it's only 1 ring, but anyways, I guess, you know, they're not meant for commercial use like I was using it, so that's probably why it burnt out. Be interesting to pull that other one apart just to see what's, well, you know what the heck, screw it. Let's pull it apart too, see what's inside of it. Okay, we've got a little more to disassemble on this one. This cover's still on here. So, we'll see how this one, it still pulls over, see how well this one looks. I don't remember now which one that was actually mine that I used. I know I got another one for spare for parts or whatever have you, and then I got into the still stuff and then just never looked back to these things, right? So I just can't recall which one was mine originally. Something tells me this one, but I don't know. Because I always mixed a lot of extra, well, not a lot of extra oil, but extra oil in mine to prevent that scoring problem. So I don't think that first one we took apart was the one that was mine. I don't remember. That's like, that's going back a lot of years now, boys. I don't remember that far back. A lot of years. It's great taking this stuff apart. You don't really have to worry about it too much, hurting stuff. Don't have to care too much about it. And this one looks a lot oilier. So I'm kind of thinking that it might have been this one that was mine. I just don't remember. But we'll see when we get in here. Smells like old nitromethane kind of fumes. Okay, look at the oily stuff in there. Might have been this one that was mine. I don't remember. It's a long time ago. Okay, get that feller in there, and we got to get our special wrench out here again that we need. I might do it with the screwdriver part this time, and probably the 5/16. Okay. Oh, I'm not going to take the coil off or nothing off this one. Oh, I should take that muffler off, I guess, so, because it's kind of attached. Oh, let's do it the other way, I guess. Holy smokes! These definitely hold on the way they're supposed to. Ugh. Oh. Let go. There, now we'll get her. Yeah. Sweet. Okay. So, now, where were we? working on the other one here. Okay. Lots of little scrap parts. Yeah, I think they wanted you to run about 40 to 1 on these things back then. Oh, that one wasn't very tight. But I ran about 35-ish to 1 probably, just to keep her a little bit more lubed up, right? Oh, the screw's really tight to the exhaust port on this one. There we go. Okay, those should be clear. And I think this should just pop right off of here again. Yep. Oh, she let go underneath too there. Okay, well, out she goes. Oh, this one's beautiful. See, I think this was my one. Let's do a look here now. My flasher light out here again. Okay, so the exhaust side was really bad on the other one. This one's got a bit of weird scoring on, like not scoring, but a bit of a weird wear there, but it's not scored up like the other one here. The exhaust side, it's all, see all the scoring down in there? That's really bad. Where this one here is pretty good still. The intake side looks quite nice. This intake side, it looks pretty good. And this piston, virtually no scoring on it at all. So that's good. I wonder if this was my one then. I don't remember. Even on the connecting rod here, there's no funny looking kind of burn marks. They're running her a bit too lean of oil. So there we go. Some scrap metal stuff now. Sweet. I haven't done scrap metal stuff for a long time. I haven't really needed to, I guess, but the price has been kind of crappy, but apparently it's up better now, so that's good. I am not going to reassemble these, but that one still looked pretty good, I'm going to say. It's pretty decent looking. Sweet, there we go. Well, I think you need about 1,000 of these pistons to equal that amount. That thing. Crazy. So that shows you there, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to add a little bit extra oil, because that one's still looking pretty good. It probably would have ran pretty good, but this one here is, oh boy, she's really scored. I think you can feel them. Not good. But anyways, that's I guess it for today. Just wanted to show you that and compare these two for you. And I'm going to get this guy. My God, you could probably cook food in that thing. It's so massive. It's like a pot. Get that guy soaked up, cleaned up. And these are probably just all rusted in from, you know, whatever. It probably sat in an old tractor for a lot of years too, right? And didn't run, so they'll need some soaking, and I might even have to heat them a little bit. I don't know if I want to get these rings out of here and get them springy again, right? They're just compressed in, just like they come out of the cylinder, probably. So anyways, that's it for today. Thanks again for watching. You guys have a good day, and we'll catch you all later.